Leopards nil at Craven Park. Well, everybody thought this was going to be game of the week. Well, that was earlier on in the afternoon, wasn't it? At the Halliwell Jones Stadium. And this one pretty much let us down, if you're being perfectly honest. Two teams that pretty much cancelled each other out on the day. They're always close against Hull KR and the Leigh Leopards. This is now 3 from 3 since Wembley for Hull KR against the Leigh Leopards. They'll be feeling good about that. Leigh just didn't really get a foothold in this game. Didn't quite have the quality in the attack, which is a bit of a surprise, really. Very, very clunky at times. It was a game whereby it was all about defence. It was a real war of attrition down the middle for most of this game. There was a couple of moments in the match where, you know, a little bit of flair came in, but at no point did either of these two sides hit full gear, it has to be said. It was pretty close right throughout. The possession very much in the favour of the Robins in this one, 54 to 46% in their favour. They had more completed sets as well. They ran the metres longer. They made more tackle busts. They missed less tackles. I mean, the list goes on. There's no doubt about it. Hull KR deserved to win the game. I mean, that was crystal clear. I mean, Leigh, Steph Sale saying to me that he didn't really have to win this one. I get his point, but, you know, momentum and all the rest of it, they'll be disappointed that they didn't really, for me anyway, lay a glove on Hull KR in this game, quite frankly. I always felt that if either of these two teams were going to win on the day, it was KR. For whatever reason, yet again, Leigh not travelling well to Craven Park. There was a couple of good performances in there from the Leigh Leopards, don't get me wrong. I thought Latelli was good once again in centre. He had a really good knock in the game. I thought Hanley doing what Hanley does on the edges. He'll be disappointed not to have his time again with a couple of plays, but, you know, bottom line is Hanley continues to impress. Hardacre at fullback, I'm not convinced. The Beaterers, I'm really not, if I'm being honest. And that's probably because Chamberlain then comes in, and he's a player that, for me, I keep saying it, he has the odd good game in Super League, but is he really of Super League standard? I mean, Leigh Leopards fans, you tell me. I think that's the problem. Yes, you lose Moylan in the halves if he's not playing there. Of course, Gareth O'Brien's a big miss at the moment. But yeah, it's just not quite right. Just not quite right is what we'd say. I thought Edwin Pape as well, not his usual best. Missed a lot of tackles in the game, did Edwin Pape in this one. I think it was about 7. 8 missed tackles from Chamberlain. Like I say, bit of a concern that for the Leigh Leopards when Hardacre's put to full back. I thought, you know, like I say, it was a real good quality battle right down the middle. A bit of biff here and there, which is good to see. But, you know, bottom line, I mean, obviously Minchella saying, I think I'm right in hearing what the referee said on that Minchella spat at Amon. Actually, if you watch it, it was in a downward direction, but clearly Tom Amon not very happy with Elliot Minchella. That was an interesting moment in the game as well. Like I say, bit of biff in this one. Very interesting indeed. KR were good value. They go third. They go third in Super League. They continue their momentum to be solid top 6 contenders in 2024. And, you know, they're just getting the job done. Again, Mikey Lewis, not me 1, 2, 3, but he had a really good game. Good assist from Mikey. 113 metres from 22 carries. 5 tackle busts on the day. 2 goal kicks as well. 2 from 2. Mikey Lewis, yet again, a thorn in the side of any team. I thought he played a really reasonable game. The usual supporting cast as well also played well, like of Hiku, Evels, Opachik as well. I thought Opachik had a decent game in centre in this one. I thought Dean Hadley had another good game. So, yeah, some really good performances in there from Hull KR. They are a solid unit. They've got a lot of depth and a lot of quality. Evels again at fullback, I thought purred at times. They really do look a top 3 side, don't they? Well, at the moment they are in the top 3, but they are looking a top 3 side. Warrington, you know, they'll be battling out, I think, with Warrington in that regard. But at the moment, I have to say, KR for me, certainly a top 4. Catalan seem to be on the decline. KR are steadfast at this moment in time. Now they get a week off just to rest the bodies again before they go once more. They'll be delighted. Willie Peters will be delighted. An absolutely outstanding effort. You know, to beat Leigh Leopards, regardless, is always a big scalp. They'll have enjoyed this one. They needed it, and well done. Leigh go to the Catalan Dragons in 2 weeks' time. That's not going to be an easy game for the Leopards. Of course, Catalan will be wanting to bite back, and of course, we can't forget what Leigh did to Catalan at the LSV. They absolutely trounced them. So there's going to be a bit of needle in that, I would expect. As for Hull KR, they next play Huddersfield Giants at home, and even though Huddersfield tiptoed across their Hull SC this week, I think KR will be favourite going into that one and continue their push further up the table, trying their best to put a bit of pressure on the likes of St Helens and Wigan above them. But KR at the moment, really much a proper top 4 side in Super League. Willie Peters doing a phenomenal job. It wasn't a great game. I was disappointed in it. I mean, don't get me wrong, It was a battle, you know, it was a battle. There was some good hits in there, but I just expect more from these two teams. I thought this was going to be another classic. It wasn't a classic. It was a grubby, gritty type of game. Don't get me wrong, I love me rugby league. I enjoyed the match, but it just didn't live up to the hype. It didn't live up to game of the week. And like I say, I think when having watched the Warrington game, the game before, I think it was just a bit of a come down for us all, and maybe because the Warrington game was so good, we probably didn't see this one for the game that it was. Perhaps I don't know, but bottom line is wasn't very good on the eyeballs. Well, let's get into the 3-2-1. Like I say, not an awful lot of expansion on the edges. Nobody really on the edges had a really good game. So I've decided to focus this on where the game was won, the gritty stuff down the middle. And for me, Kalepi Tanginoa gets the 3 points in this one. I thought Kalepi, some of his runs, he is absolutely incredible. 15 carries, 123 metres, 5 tackle busts in this game. He was a thorn in the side of Leigh all the time down that left edge. He's a powerful unit. He's having a great season. And for me, fully deserving of 3 points in this. The 2 points I'm going to give to Elliot Minchella. Again, both sides of the ball, 43 tackles though in D. Key stat in this. You know, that was where this game was won and lost. He was outstanding in that middle unit. Really put a shift in for Hull KR. A captain's knock. I'll overlook the stuff with Ramon. Like I say, we'll leave that to the match review panel. But Elliot Minchella, for me, very, very good in this. And the 1 point I'm going to give to Tom Amone, because again, like I say, on a losing side, you can't knock Big Tom. 19 carries, 148 metres, 39 tackles. That's a hell of a bit of work rate. For a unit that size, you've got to give him his due. He doesn't have to put his body on the line on both sides of the ball and does a tremendous job at it, doesn't he, Tom Amone? So, yeah, Tom Amone gets the one. Do you agree with that? 3 for Tanginoa, 2 for Dinchella, 1 for Tom Amone. Do you agree with it? Yeah? No? I don't know. Get in the comments. Don't forget, like, comment, and subscribe. That's been another In the Sheds. Hull KR, top 3. Leigh Leopards still a long way off those top 6 places. They need to now really start to get a wriggle on as we go into the second half of the season. That's been In the Sheds. Hull KR 12, the Leigh Leopards 0. We'll see you later in the day.